Don't get that stuck in my head.
What?
You better, you bet.
No, I've been jamming to Sundown. Edmund Fitzgerald Lightfoot.
Gordon Lightfoot.
Sundown.
You better take care.
Oh, man, I've been jamming to...
You've been creeping round my backstairs.
Been jamming to some Gordon Lightfoot, man.
You've been jamming to Gordon Lightfoot?
I've been jamming to Gordon Lightfoot.
All right, let me share what I've been jamming with. By the way, it's a Mike in the Mountain. I'm Brian Gary.
Scott Cisco.
All right, see if you can guess this band real quick.
Come on, AC/DC, baby.
Why do they kick you when you're down?
You've been jamming to some AC/DC?
Let me tell you what's been going on, man. I've been like a high school kid all weekend long because on Friday a brand new AC/DC album came out.
What?
It's been about 6 to 8 years since they did a new album.
Right.
These guys are all in their 60s, at least, and it's one of those sounds. They're one of those bands that all you have to hear is a guitar riff and that drum kick in.
Right.
You know who it is, but when the singer hits,
oh yeah,
forget it. Because
dude, there's no one like him, man.
Brian Johnson's voice sounds like a dust storm.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just
right.
It's absolutely. It's just. It can't be good for the throat.
No, and I sing like that.
Yeah. Can you imagine him on American
storm.
Idol or The Voice or one of those shows? He'd never get past the first round.
No.
You'd like, she was a fast machine.
Yeah.
Gong, you're out. That's it.
You're gone.
All right, but there's a new AC/DC album out called Power Up. And
is that the band of the week, brother?
That's what I'm featuring because I've been listening to them nonstop.
AC/DC's back.
AC/DC has never really left.
No,
I mean, but they sound the same as they did. Now, I'm a longtime AC/DC fan from back in the 70s, early to mid 70s till now. Right. So there were two AC/DCs.
Right.
There was the Back in the Black from 1980 on that was with Brian Johnson as lead singer.
Yep.
After Bon Scott tragically died, who was the initial. When you hear Highway to Hell, that's Bon Scott. Right. You hear Back in Black, that's Brian Johnson.
And how'd you ever think there was two guys with similar voices on the same planet?
Similar styles, yeah. There's no question, but it kind of goes back, like with Van Halen. There were two Van Halens, the David Lee Roth and the Van Hagar time with Sammy Hagar.
Right.
And some people have distinct feelings of which version they liked better. Were you more of the Bon Scott AC/DC or the Brian Johnson AC/DC?
I got to be honest, Brian Johnson, man.
Yeah. I totally get it, man.
Right.
But good stuff anyway. Check it out. If you, like me, are a longtime AC/DC fan or you want to pretend you're back in high school and just pound your head, AC/DC Power Up there. We got that going right there.
And you got to love She Was a Fast Machine.
She kept her motor clean. She was the best damn woman that I ever seen. She had the size telling me no lies.
Come on,
knocking me out.
With those American thighs.
I left that for him. Okay,
yes, you did. You knew I needed that, man.
Oh, absolutely. It's fun taking a trip back. I've been doing a bit of that. I threw out a post on Facebook a few days ago that I was blown away by the response. Because I was kind of in my past, listening to the AC/DC and thinking, hey,
reminiscing.
We should get trashed and make some Totinos pizzas. But I pulled the Totinos out of the freezer and looked at it, and it's just like it used to be. You look at the box, and it shows it covered in toppings and cheese and everything. And then you unwrap it and look at it, and it looks like an open wound. It's just a sore with a little bit of stuff on it, But we cook them up. You forget them in the oven because you fall asleep. Then you wake up, and it's this little black shard in there that you eat anyway.
I love that.
But I just threw out there, Totinos pizza is blank, and let people respond. There were people who said everything from disgusting to life to the greatest thing ever made. I will stick by if you ever were starting out on your own and just had very limited amounts of money. We all can be in this situation right now as well. But the three food products that always to me were the greatest value you could ever have: ramen noodles.
Ramen noodle, man.
pot pies,
Pot pies. Yes.
and Totinos pizza.
Yes, pot pies. Man.
Those three things. You could go into the grocery store with $10.
Oh, yeah.
And you could come out
For a week?
with 20 packs of ramen.
Well, that was
4
back
pot
in the
pies,
day, too, though.
know.
I mean, now it's a little different. You got to go in with $40 for that stuff.
Really?
It went up a little.
A little bit?
A little bit.
Okay, I remember
Pot pies, they're proud. I'm a proud pot pie. But I'm still down with it.
Pot pies are one of the most amazing products in the world, that they are as frozen as an iceberg.
Yeah, dude,
and then
you
they
can kill somebody with one of them, man.
Well, they're as hot as your wife. No, they get hot. They get hot, but they start out as cold as your wife's ass in bed.
Oh, there you go.
You know what I'm
There
saying?
you go. Okay.
You ever have that touch you and all the?
Yeah, it just started to go somewhere else.
Yeah,
I'm glad you straightened me out.
That's not an easy thing to do.
No.
But again, pot pies, James, have you lived in this budgetary existence of pot pies, ramen noodles, and Totinos pizza?
Yeah, where the bread is considered every function of bread. You know, the hamburger bun, the hot dog bun, the sandwich, the waffles, the pancakes. Like, the bread itself has a multifunctional aspect. So bologna was a huge thing in our family, and the cheap
bologna
way.
and cheese.
And Spam. When Spam was cheap.
Oh,
I still eat Spam.
I still do bologna.
I love Spam.
See, now, one time my wife and I won a getaway to go to, it was like Beaver Meadows or something. Mm-hmm. And they put us up in this beautiful place, and we had it for the weekend.
Right.
And it was free. But, of course, we were, as we are many times, Coinstar broke. Where you've taken all your change in, you've cashed it in.
Yeah.
Here's what you've got left. And we went, well, let's take advantage of the weekend. We've got enough money for one loaf of bread and a pack of bologna.
Right on, man.
So we went to Beaver Meadows and spent a weekend sitting inside because we couldn't afford to go anywhere, but sat there and ate bologna sandwiches and hung out in this place.
Dude, it don't get... Listen,
doesn't that
romantic.
sound all right?
I mean, I'm a little turned on right now. I mean, you're talking my kind of date, man. I gotta tell you, man, I love the pot pie, the ramen noodle, the bologna and cheese. But right now, man, my freezer's full of beaver backstrap, man. 'Tis the season, man.
I was gonna get into that because one of the first things you mentioned when I walked in was, I am covered in the essence of Beaver Caster. There's
nothing I love more than beaver. Let me help you understand. I am so good with beaver that I tried to get my wife to let me put on the side of my trailer the Beaver Whisper.
Yeah,
that didn't go over so well. No, that didn't go.
But you have been knee deep in beaver. Now, for people who don't know, okay, we talk about Beaver Caster. What is Beaver Caster?
So yeah, man, Beaver Caster back in the day. Look this up. You can Google anything. But Beaver Caster was actually used in strawberry artificial flavoring, cigarettes. I mean, Caster, we used to use our stuff kind of like in Genesis 9:3. We kind of got away from that whole BIBLE, whatever that is. But people used to utilize the stuff that we had here on the planet, man. But now, being somebody that still believes in the BIBLE and Genesis 9:3, I'm not wasting these animals. I don't care if it hurts your feelings or not. Man, I have a job to do, and that's wildlife conservation, and I'm going to utilize these animals. So let's talk about just the beaver. The caster itself. The caster I sell to a perfume company. Okay? The oil, there's oil glands in there that I use to put on our boots. Because when I'm trapping in the high country, human scent's not something you want to have. But if you got the oil sacs, not only is it 120 proof, waterproof for your boots. Think about it, the beaver.
Yeah, they're
waterproof, man.
Exactly.
So I put it on my boots. So not only am I waterproof, but I'm putting the scent of beaver, not me. And I love the scent of beaver. The feet. Let's talk about the feet. The feet I feed to my dogs. Have you ever taken your dog in to have their teeth cleaned? I never have. I've heard about people do this.
Yeah, mine flosses himself. He's kind of highbrow.
Right. Yeah. I can see that with Dante. Yeah. But the beaver feet actually carry so many aquatic microorganisms and things in there that my bulldogs after having a beaver foot, and they love beaver feet, frozen beaver feet. Not only does that give them the most horrid gas of anything, thank God they're outside dogs, but their teeth are just crystal white, man. So we've went into the beaver caster, we've went into the feet, we've went into the oil. Let's talk about the tail. Man, the tail. Nothing better than tail, man. I mean, look at this, brother.
That's beaver.
That's beaver tail wallet, which will be passed on for generations, man. That stuff just bulletproof. The tail, the skulls. We clean the skulls. We donate them to schools, science. I sell them. We use the teeth for jewelry, and the pelt.
Oh, the beaver pelt is amazing.
Man, I mean, this is Otter. I've got a new vest coming. I just talked to her. She just wrapped up my next vest. It's my brown alligator. She left the tail on. So the tail goes down the back. Oh, dude, she sent me pictures. And on the front are my beaver. So the new vest is coming soon, man. I can't wait. So utilizing the animals, man, we don't waste nothing, because then I peel out the back straps, man, and I put it on the Traeger with some nice cherry wood smoker, man, and just put the taint of the apple wood in the beaver backstrap, brother. You cut that up with a nice Chardonnay. If you drink that shit, I don't drink it. That's just something I do for romance.
For all of you wondering, if you're doing any wildlife pairing with wines, we've got
with a nice red.
Absolutely, a Chardonnay. Okay,
we can go into the muskrat stir fry later. You want to go tequila with muskrat stir fry?
It's been a long time since I've had a big bowl of muskrat stir fry.
Coming soon.
I look forward
so talk
to it.
about your Spam and your pot pie, baby. Let's talk about my freezer.
I'm going. My mind stopped when I'm picturing these frozen beaver feet.
Oh.
And all I can picture is one of those dudes on the bicycle carts with the freezer in the front of it, trucking around going, beaver feet, beaver feet, you know, and the dog's just lining up at the window, you know.
Oh my gosh.
But speaking of beaver, if you have not checked out our beaver relocation video yet, our documentary, at Cisco MWE. We've been talking about it the last couple of weeks. Our website is up and functioning and blowing up. Go to CiscoMWE.com. Is part 2 of the beaver relocation up there now, James? Not yet?
It's
about to drop. All right,
just follow all our social media stuff: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You'll get the notification when that bad boy is released, and it's stellar.
It's beyond stellar.
No, it's fantastic, and I hope you were able to catch the video. If you haven't yet, go to Cisco MWE and check out Scott and the Battle of the Raccoons we talked about last week on the podcast. It's worth it. It's one thing to see the look on the raccoons, but to look at Scott's face at 4 a.m.
4 a.m.
Yep.
Well, 4:02.
4:02,
a.m.
yeah.
to be exact. Because I had to look going, why are there raccoons in the Critter garage, man?
That's... You know, this is a story those raccoons are bragging about.
Oh, and then dirty little...
Yeah, seriously, they're going to tell their friends, it's possible. We hung out in his garage. We ate his dog food.
They didn't touch the dog food. They were after my cat food.
But they were throwing the shoes all around is what it looked like.
Shoes everywhere. What was their shoe? What were they playing catch? What was with the shoes?
I have no idea. None whatsoever.
Maybe I'm going to start baiting my traps with tennis shoes. That could be a thing.
Hey, it might work. There's a scent there. There definitely is.
Yeah.
You're having this wildlife battle. I'll get to mine right away. I've got a little bone to pick with my grandchildren, if you're listening, especially Zayden. All right.
Zayden.
I caught them doing what I think you would have sent them to their room and had no supper for a week. I caught them feeding rabbits in the backyard.
Huh?
Yeah, okay, you know my wife already sets up, she's like the golden corral for squirrels and birds in the backyard. She even has a Brass Bell Bakery. She comes out and brings fresh baked goods for everybody. But we got that going, but my grandson comes home from school, and he'd gotten an extra bag of carrots for lunch. and he had stashed them in his pocket because he wanted to feed the rabbit that's living under the deck. So he went out and he like put some more leaves around so he'd have a better home that he could be more comfortable in. And threw
Now,
some
are you
carrots
sure
out
maybe he
there.
wasn't prepping this for? It sounds like a bait set or a pre-bait is what we call it.
That's
was
what
he pre-baiting?
No, that would have been me. That would have been me who was
That would
doing
be
that. Yeah,
pre-baiting.
I went and followed the boy, and they're inside going, "Yeah, Papa says he's going to get rid of that rabbit." I said, "You damn right I am." I said, you know what comes after the rabbit? You want to deal with what's going to eat that? They said, we'll play with that when it comes.
And you're talking about bigger wildlife coming out. Let's talk
Exactly.
about the little microscopic. They're loaded with fleas. Do you treat your dogs for fleas? You better, because Dante, I can't have that pelt messed up, all right, man? I can't have fleas in my Dante
It's a
pelt.
very strong point that people forget about when
Yes.
you do have critters around. Those rabbits are, yes, I am not going to deny they're cute. I mean, seriously,
Ish.
a rabbit is cute. I've had pet rabbits, of course. Rabbits are cute. I get that. Animals are cute. I get that. But,
No, I see rabbits.
no, when you talk about that, because people do forget
Yeah.
about, look, I have
Right.
dogs and cats or whatever. There's a lot to be carried around.
How
in
many
those
people
things.
think that Colorado doesn't have fleas? I mean, I've talked to a lot of people that says, we have fleas here?
You're kidding.
You think this is just a southern thing, or I mean, what? I mean, I love rabbits too. I think they're cute, but I look at it a little different, Brian.
You
I
look
think
at frozen rabbit feet.
kebabs, deep fried rabbit, roasted rabbit. Have you ever done a beer butt rabbit where you pop a can of beer
No, I've
and you
never
put
beer
the
butt
rabbit
rabbit,
down
no.
over the beer and you put it in on your grill and you, beer
No,
butt
but
rabbit.
have you played with a sail rabbit?
No, but I've heard about that with bats, and I'm curious to try it maybe with a rabbit.
I'll just refresh you in case you've forgotten what a sail rabbit is. It's one of those that you found flattened on the road that's been there so long you can just pick it up and sail it.
Like a frisbee.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. Yeah, we've all seen our share of those.
Dude, we should get one of those one time and go to these. You know, they got these frisbee parks now. It's like golf.
Frisbee golf with a sail rabbit. Yeah, that would really go over well. Wouldn't we look nice?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, there'd be
I
no
would.
photographs
I
of
would.
that with any captions.
Well,
That's
I don't know. I'm trying to be fun.
yeah, you are fun.
I am fun.
Yeah, you are.
I'm the
You are.
funnest person I know.
Just hearing about, okay, we got the Beaver Caster, we got the Beaver Feet, we got rabbits. What the hell do you serve for Thanksgiving dinner?
Well, this year, with a nice dry red, we're going to be.
Oh, that's right. We're going to be pairing.
serving mountain lion,
That's
deep fried rattlesnake. I got it all prepped and ready.
just like the Pilgrims.
Just like the Pilgrims,
Yeah,
man.
they broke out
you
their
know
fried
that's
daddy
what
and-
they. I mean, there was a coon rump roast. I mean, come on, man. It's a little greasy, but those of you who have done it, you know what I'm talking about, and you know I'm spot on.
Well, I have to say, though, I'm rather proud of myself because Thanksgiving 1 week away, and I was
kidding me?
one
We're 1 week away?
We're 1 week away, and so many people right now are panicking, going, "I got to get this, I got to get that, I got to get that," and a lot of people are going to be doing that, and then they're going to go to the store and they're not going to be able to find those things that they think they wanted.
Right.
I, like a month ago, stocked
really?
my pantry with cranberries
Did
and
you?
stuffing
Right.
and potatoes. Bought a huge turkey about a month ago.
Right.
Put that. It was funny. My daughter, I had her on the lookout for a turkey. I said, because I think they might get difficult to find. Let's get one as early as we can. Apparently, there are going to be lots of turkeys, and I'm hearing they're going to be well stocked.
Oh, I got an extra one out in the pasture.
Yeah, that takes a little assembly.
Yeah.
But
Sorry, I thought I'd throw that in there. It was a turkey day thing.
but she calls me. She said, "I found a turkey. Is a blue ball all right?"
Huh?
That's what I said. It said, "Excuse me?" She said,
they
"Yeah,
do
it's a
kick-
blue ball." I
kick
said,
the
"Well,
turkey
that must
before?"
be some kind of off-brand I've never heard of, because I've heard of Bluebell and I've heard of Butterball, but I've never heard of a blue ball turkey." And then she brings it home, goes, "My bad, it's a Butterball." I said, "Honey, do you know what a 20-pound blue ball?"
Man.
Yeah, that's so. Anywho, I got a Butterball. And we got that right.
And every guy out there would much rather.
Much rather. There's
that,
really
I mean, that ain't even funny.
no
That's
question.
cool.
So we're going through a little bit something new at home, and I know this is happening to people all over the country right now. Right here in Colorado, I know in several counties and districts, we have gone where my grandkids go to school to all remote learning now.
They've switched.
It's switched to where, and I know a lot of kids have already been at home, but a lot have been going or doing a mixed thing. But because of the outbreak and the amount of cases here lately, they've shut down many of the districts and have gone to absolute remote learning, which just devastated my grandson Zayden.
Yeah.
I had one grandson who was like, woo!
Right.
And the other one was just crushed.
Yeah.
But we got him a desk and got everything set up, and it's going to be just like school and all this. And he was up at 6:30 this morning, already had his headset ready. He was so ready.
Got into it,
to just get into it and jam. But it brings up a thought to me, and this is not to get overly serious, but as kids are going to be spending more and more time, they already spend so much time staring at screens and computers.
Right.
Now they're doing it for good, which they've got to do for schooling, but too much time of staring at that light, can do some damage not only to your eyes, but your psyche and your mental makeup.
Right.
There's something about that does it. And I know there's these, are they called blue blockers?
Blue light glasses?
Do you know what, James, what I'm talking about?
It blocks the blue rays coming from the glasses that comes from the devices, because playing Blu-ray is a psychological thing that keeps your the nerves in your brain just
We all got Blu-ray?
Well, not you, Scott, being the colorblind man that
Oh,
you
okay.
are, but
No, you don't have Blu-ray. You still have
Is there a
DVD.
pill for it? Because I know what the little blue pill, but I wanted to make sure if I got Blu-ray that we don't coincide the...
No, I'm not going to mess with your colors, dude. Your spectrum is completely different. But
Wait a minute. That's a compliment, right?
Has anybody heard anything about whether those are any good or not?
Right, the orange glasses that help to filter
yeah.
the blue light and stuff. Yes and no, actually.
Really? What are you hearing, James?
So it was good at the beginning, right? Like it helped block the blue light because, again, something with the brain with the blue light's kind of...
Right, it doesn't help you. You don't shut down properly.
No. That's why they tell you before bed, try to go to bed 30 minutes without no electronics to help with that process. But what they're realizing now with the orange tint glasses is that your brain's thinking it's daytime now because everything's orange. So there's new case studies popping up that the orange glasses might have not a good effect to counteract the blue light because everything being orange, the human body with sunlight corresponds that it's still daytime.
Dude, that's heavy, man.
That is, but it makes sense.
Heavy. Yeah,
That makes
it totally
sense.
makes
It does.
sense.
It just shows you really got to look into things.
No, yeah,
for
sure.
Do some research on everything that that comes
and
out.
don't just buy on the first thing you see, man. I mean,
No.
What kind of glasses can I get to shut me down?
Oh, good Lord.
Blackouts, like complete blackouts.
Blackouts. I took some blackouts one time.
Yeah, I did
they
too.
were in pill form.
Yeah,
Remember those?
I do.
God, those were killer.
Anywho.
Those were killer.
But my grandson Xander, he's one who about once a week finds his way to the nurse's office. I think his best friend in school is the nurse.
Counselor.
Yeah.
Nurse.
Yeah. So, I'm there. I just, I'm not quite right. He'd do a lot of those kind of things. I let him know that, by the way, since we're doing homeschooling now, I'm the nurse.
Wow. Yeah,
Which opened the door for some interesting role play with my wife.
Yes. Dude, that's my man. Put her there, baby. Yes.
All right. Speaking of my wife, I've got to brag on her for a minute. She marked something off her bucket list.
Really?
Something she has always wanted to do, has dreamed of doing, has been prepared for her whole life.
Right.
Finally came through. She keeps a leash in the glove compartment of our vehicles just in case. She calls it our Marlene leash because we had a friend, Marlene, who was just really good at rescuing animals. And if she saw a stray, she was always prepared to do something. Well, we were heading, I can't remember where we were going, DMV or something, and we drove by a park, and my wife said, oh, there's a dog sitting there just sitting on its leash all alone. It looks like nobody's around. And I went, oh. And then
Oh, good eye, babe.
That's
Good eye.
You're gonna get that spotter badge after this, but we gotta get you the
got the
DMV.
spotter badge.
Yeah. So we go and we do all of our stuff and all that, and a couple hours later, she's got to go. I think she was getting the kids or something from school, and she drove by that park again, and that dog was still sitting there. It was a couple hours later,
Really?
and she could see it shaking. So she got out, and she did the trying to sneak up on it, and it would run away, and she spent like a half hour to an hour
chasing down this dog,
just slowly cornering it and getting it to a spot, and then sat down beside it and reached over to grab the leash with one hand, and it chomped onto her with the other.
No way.
Oh yeah, just
really
busted through. And this is at a time when I'm on a meeting with you guys. All right, I'm on a Zoom call with you guys, and she's in the hallway. I'm in the office. We're on the phone, and I can see her back there with this bubbly look in her eye, like, I can't wait to tell you something. I'm like, I'm in a meeting, baby. Just hold on. I get done, and then she spills into the story, and then tells me that she rescued the dog, she found it, and all that. And I said, well, where is it? It's in the truck. So I look out, and there's this. She had made a little bed with some blankets, and there's just this shivering little, I think it was a part Pomeranian something.
Yeah.
This little dog.
Yeah.
But it had the leash, it had the collar, it had everything. So she put out on every next door app, pictures of the dog, found this dog, called the Humane Society, said, if anyone's looking, I found this dog.
Right.
And after she left her number, minutes later, some old gal called in tears saying, do you have my Bandit?
Wow.
And she had gone out the night before, and Bandit took off.
Oh.
And had been out all night in the cold, and here Kyla saved him, got him reunited with her, and
Dude,
she was just on top of the world. So hats off to Kyla for getting that off her bucket list. She got that done. Next, she's always wanted to solve a murder. Is her next thing? My fear is it's going to be mine, and she's just going to say, it was me, solved it, check. That was...
Oh man!
Yeah,
dude.
No, so that's her next thing.
Yeah, I don't think
we
want to know anymore what's on her bucket list.
No, it's a dark list.
Yeah,
it's a dark. But that was really cool for her to get to do over that.
Man, way to go!
And also, I thought of you this morning right away, Scott. I'm watching.
I love you.
No, I did.
Was you brushing your teeth?
It was actually right before that.
Were you in the shower?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
No, you rarely pop into mind there.
Oh, okay.
Rarely. I was.
So I do. Okay.
I'm watching the morning news, and they had a wildlife story on, and it was, to me, one of your worst fears.
Right.
There was a couple out on, I want to say it was a sailboat, and I'm not exactly sure.
Oh yeah, no, dude, don't. Don't.
A pod of orcas, a pod of killer whales, came together, and as a group kept ramming in.
Are you kidding
to
me?
their vessel, and they've got it recording, and he's saying, I can't believe, there's got to be damage down there, and you can just hear the thud underneath. You can't see, you just hear them underneath, and then they would pop up and you'd see them all around. This went on for 2 freaking hours. For 2 hours, these 2 people in a boat looking at these killer whales, just ramming them, they don't know. Scientists were saying, we don't know if they were playing, if they were occupying themselves, or if this was anger.
Oh my God. Killer whales, dude, they are some of the most intelligent, and we haven't even tapped into our ocean, and I ain't listen, my hero, Jacques Cousteau, is my hero, man. I mean, I've watched every documentary. I was inspired as a kid to be him and Steve Irwin and these people that educate and learn. And that's where we're going. That's where I'm going to be, man. My passion and desire for this. But the killer whales and the open water, the ocean, dude, keep your ass off the ocean. Don't go in the ocean. Have you these series Open Water? That ain't right, man. I got anxiety. Sometimes I can't even take a bath. Because the water comes in, and it ain't right. What's in my tub? What's it, I mean, the open water ain't right.
To me, the ocean is the most untapped part of our Earth. There are things living under there that we thought were extinct. They're all that. Stay
on land. Just stay on land.
Brian, to give some context, guys, we know more about space than we do our own oceans on planet Earth.
That's a really good point.
Yeah,
That's a really good point.
And
that's a really good reason to keep your ass on land.
No, just the context now. And to my knowledge, it's because of pressure. We don't have the technology to get that far down underneath. But without exploding or imploding, one of the two.
Yeah, it's either way it ends bad.
Yeah.
Very bad.
Yeah, that's. But I've always been fascinated by sea creatures. That was, when I was a kid, killer whales. Every time you had to write a report on something, I was,
no kidding,
killer
right
whale.
on,
That's it's got killer right in the name,
Shamu.
man. It's got to be. Oh, I loved Shamu. Went to see him as a kid, and that was sat in the splash zone, got nailed by him, and
I
everything.
wonder what he'd taste like.
See, that's it. It always goes there.
I've never had killer whale.
Is it legal?
Oh, I don't know. Does it matter?
Not if they're attacking you. You write them back.
If
It's
they're in the ocean and
self-defense.
I'm on the water. It's game on.
Anytime you eat something in self-defense, that's what I remember. I was held at gunpoint by a box of Twinkies, and I had to eat them in self-defense. I think you've been that way with the gas station burrito, haven't you, James?
Oh, multiple times.
Yeah, that's
every day. Every day. Sam's Club hot dogs.
Hey, has anyone else enjoyed just the little bit that you turn on the TV to not see any more political ads? That those are gone and
they
have
gone?
all been replaced by prescription drug ads. Is it just me, or is every other commercial for a new prescription drug, which a year from now, you're going to be watching daytime TV and see one of those, do you or someone you know have tried this drug? There's a class action lawsuit.
Right.
How many? It's so often. Look at the name of a drug that comes across, then mark it 2 years later, look and see if that drug exists or if you can find it. There are...
Well, in the name of your dust mask, the brand of mask you wear. I mean, seriously, I see there's $5 million set aside for a specific mask that you wore that gave you.
You might be onto something here, Scott. Hand sanitizer. That's actually popped up. Hand sanitizers that some chemicals are not actually hand sanitizers because of mass production.
I have heard that too.
Right.
Basically, that it's just pure alcohol.
Right.
Be careful, you can go up in flames.
Well, and I use it for mouthwash on occasion. A bad day out in the field and. I mean, I got my bottle.
I'm just glad my phone's not doing those text messages anymore. Like every hour of the day, like the last 2 weeks, just, Republican that, Democrat this, just text. I was like, dude, I'm not paying $150 a month for a cell phone for you to send me ads on political parties.
Right.
That ain't right.
That was infuriating, and I thought we got out of that when we had the do not call and all that, but there's always... Well, politics can get around that. And it's weird on a lot of people's Facebook feeds now that everything's over and so forth. The amount of people who have come off of that 30-day suspension that you put them on when you got tired of seeing what they were saying in there. I had all these new people popping up. It was kind of cool. Another thing I wanted. I always have a list of either grievances or things I want to hit. You got. I know you have our inventory of T-shirts there. What are we down to on larges, by the way?
Large. That's a good. What are you looking for? We've got some larges here, larges there, and I'm not sure whether they're hoodies, long sleeves, or I'm not sure.
We haven't gotten that deep into it yet. Yeah.
No, we haven't.
You'd think, boy, after 4 weeks of having that page you might have a little more work done on it.
You get me all wrapped up in Beaver, and I'm a mess.
I understand that. And hey, am I the only one in the group who's been glued to Dancing with the Stars? Yep. I knew that was coming. This is what's fun about being...
Is that still a thing?
It is.
Oh, okay.
It is. And the reason I thought it was cool this year is Nelly is on Dancing with the Stars.
Really?
And I think Nelly's cool.
Right. There was one that popped on my radar with that, and it was Karen Baskin.
Carol Baskin was on.
Baskin.
Yes. She was on at the beginning of this season.
Yep, I heard she last 2 episodes.
Yes, she did. And that was definitely entertaining.
I heard. I haven't got a chance to get around to it, but I heard it was very entertaining.
It was entertaining, but it is now down to the semifinals, and Nelly is in it.
No.
This dude, and I think the only reason he gets it, he's been good.
Because he's Nelly.
No, he takes his shirt off. And then the judges all go kind of crazy when he's shirtless up there.
I did that once.
Yeah, right.
Everybody scattered.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it took off.
But I texted my daughter this morning. I said, Nelly was shirtless last night. Don't erase it. Was what she said.
The things that sell nowadays, man.
Oh, that's always sold, dude.
Oh.
Wait, no, we've got plans for your shirtless calendar coming up.
Wait.
No, he's excited about that. No, we're not
The
going to
Buffalo Briefs?
No, you've been waiting
Come
since
on,
Tim
the
McGraw
Buffalo
sang
Briefs.
that. You've wanted to
Dude,
do that.
come on, I'm an Indian outlaw, man.
I know you are.
Yeah.
I know. Hey, do you have this problem I do? I know this is all over the board, but James, you're a married man. Now, how long into this marriage are you?
Look at the fear.
Common law marriage, 10 years.
Real
Real marriage, I think our paper marriage is going to be here in January. So what is 6-7 months now?
Okay, you made a few mistakes there right off the bat. It's your first one coming up, and you use the words, I think it's in.
Yeah.
Right.
No, he's got a reminder set in his phone, man. He's got this.
I've got some kind of, yes, you're on the spot. I apologize, Brian. You're right, but yeah, I think it's been about
Amber. He's in trouble, sleeping on the couch.
Damn you, Brian. Damn you.
Well, I want to know if you've experienced this yet. There is a completely different time zone for women. I don't know what clock they work on. And I know right now I'm getting flipped off by a lot of wives, but right now a lot of husbands are knuckling me.
Yeah.
They're going, yo,
Oh, yeah.
bro, you go.
Right.
You go. I'm going to go. All right, I'm going to go. This may be my dumbass husband move of the
Yeah,
week.
you go ahead, man. I'm going to sit back and listen to this one. Oh, I love you, baby.
Why is it? Okay, say we got to be somewhere at 6:30 at night. Mm-hmm. She's home all day.
Right?
All day. You see really not a lot going on.
No.
All that. No. And you've been prepared forever because, 6:30, it's AIS at 6:30 is what I say. And that is ass in seat.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
not
yeah.
we're going to start leaving at 6:30.
yes.
It's you have your butt in the seat at 6:30, and that's when we leave.
Nice
Why
try.
is it about 6:27 you start to see this mad scramble of running around? Or suddenly there's no pants on. They're curling the hair. Yeah, I knew that was good. But curling the hair, and in your mind, you already have the car started. And you're like, are you ready? No, I just got to finish touching up my hair. And you don't realize that means frosting the tips. Like they're actually sticking up to it.
Right.
But there is, it's maddening to me. How you can sit there and then you'll get out to the vehicle and then there's always one or two things that were forgotten that you got to run in for. And you end up being 7 to 10 minutes late every time just because of bad clock management.
Right. Well, I'll tell you, man, I don't have that problem.
Really?
We always on time, girl.
Really? Never have to wait?
No.
Never sit there and go, I wonder what's taking her so long?
Girl, you are so spot on. Man, you just...
Are you in trouble?
No, but I could be.
Yeah, that's what. Well, I am.
trying to
Come
get-
on.
yeah, I know. No, listen, bro.
No,
I
honey,
got your
I've
back.
adapted to it because it's the same thing that I do when I say there's just 2 minutes left in the football game.
No, right.
Because it ends up being about a half hour. But when she tells me, 5 minutes, add 25.
Oh,
That's it. James, you are really quiet over there, man. You are quiet. I expected Scott to not have my back.
Right.
But
No, Brian, I can't get away with the secrets that I do to counteract all that. I can't give it away with the secrets, man. We'll talk behind the scenes, but I can't give it away with the secrets right now.
Subscribe and we can help you understand.
as I think about this and the major mistake I've just made,
Major, dude.
yeah,
Huge.
James, we do have editing tools that could go back and eliminate this trouble that I've just caused in my marriage.
Not on this one, my friend.
Not on this one.
This
No,
is-
that's suddenly broke.
Yeah, no, viewership's on this one.
Make it
Okay, I see
got a
how
room
this.
right here, bro.
I see how this
got
went.
you.
Go, thank you.
Yeah,
Well,
I
I thought
got you.
James was going to be there after because he
Yeah,
started.
no, not
that's-
that fresh.
Not to mention, dude, you're calling us on the year of the coof. We can't. This year's been, DoorDash, Netflix. We're a little. I'm sure everybody's relationship's been a little different this year when trying to time things. Because her and I, dude, we throw on some Blue Planet 2, order some DoorDash or some wings, and that's date night, man. We're waiting on DoorDash people.
Which is my point, which you're making is we rarely ever would go anywhere. So on that rare occasion that you would think you would be prepared for that.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Why am I talking?
can't
Why
give
am
away
I talking? James, can't you shut my mic off instead of Scott's?
I don't have a red button made for you, Brian. This is the
Right,
problem.
we never anticipated a red button
I'm not
for
ready
you.
for this one, dude. I am a little underprepared for this.
Okay, here's a question. Is there any way you guys can chip me so when she buries me, you can dig me out and get me just in case it was alive?
Keep
Well,
your
what
Facebook
we can do-
Live open.
Yeah.
Facebook Live. Keep that running, dude.
At all times. Or I need to write one of those notes now that says, if anything happens to me. All right, well, thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate
we're here
that.
for you, buddy.
No, you aren't.
No, we're not on
Not
that one.
at all. All right, one last thing I want to get on that we talked a little bit about last week, and I want to get people's feedback on this because that's always interesting. One of my favorite questions when I would interview artists, 30 years on the air, you know, I've interviewed about every country star who's made a record.
Right.
You know, I've had the chance to talk to at one point or another. And, you know, they get tired of doing the same old interviews and the same old questions and all that. So I always tried to do something a little bit different. And I am always interested in what people were like when they were growing up. You know, what turned them on or what led them in the direction they were going. So I always like to ask, what posters did you have hanging up in your room when you were a kid?
Right.
You know, and it's amazing the responses you get because I don't think anybody asks some questions like that. And I remember like Dustin Lynch, who's just awesome, great guy.
Right.
He immediately said that he had Leonardo of the Ninja Turtles.
Oh,
and he
yeah,
had Ricky
yeah.
Carmichael.
No
who was
way.
motocross
Oh, my
rider.
gosh,
You know who
yeah.
Ricky
Oh,
Carmichael
yeah.
is?
Oh, yeah.
He was an absolute fanatic about him.
kidding.
And what was great was, you know, like a couple years later, I'm interviewing Dustin again. And I said, you know, and actually I know a lot about you, Dustin. I know what you had hanging on your wall when you were a kid. And you could just see him. Like, what are you talking about? I said, you had Ricky Carmichael poster. How the hell do you know that? I said, you know, I interviewed you a couple years ago and got that out. But I mentioned before I had all these pictures of Kiss, but there were certain posters. I had the Farrah poster. Farrah Fawcett, red one-piece swimsuit.
Oh.
I had that one. I had Linda Carter as Wonder Woman.
Right.
In the Wonder Woman outfit. You know the poster I'm talking about too, don't you?
No.
Okay. I had that.
I do, Brian. I do.
Okay. I had them. I had a Linda Ronstadt poster.
Oh, my God.
And I had a Cheryl Ladd poster.
Cheryl Ladd.
She's the one who took over for Farrah.
Okay.
And believe me, Charlie's Angels helped turn me into a man. All right, that was Jacqueline Smith.
Yeah.
And that whole thing. But those, and then of course it was a smattering of Kiss everywhere else.
Right,
Did you?
right.
I went down and I thought, God, I'm curious what my grandkids have, you
Right.
know? And I went down there and they've got lots of, you know, Fortnite characters or they've got cartoon characters or those things. Did you have posters hanging up in your room when you were a kid?
No. I thought it was fun to hang on my zigzag.
Oh, that
empty
was your
boxes.
poster. That's right.
Yeah,
okay.
no, that was that. But
That was-
I want to go back to the Farrah poster. I really want to talk about something that just I can't get out of my mind with that poster. Was the beach. It was crisp, beautiful, sunny day. The waves.
Kid, there
were
was
just
no
right.
beach. It was a towel behind her.
Oh, shit.
And she was stretched back like
That
that.
was the other poster.
L.A.
I never seen
Farrah.
that one.
There was yeah.
Guys, we're in red button territory. Just FYI.
Oh, no, we were talking about
listen,
posters.
we're just,
This
you know,
is
I
a
mean,
poster thing.
The
that-
beach.
FDA
But-
regulations.
But wouldn't it be fun to walk back into your childhood bedroom if it was set up the way it was
man, for
and
real.
just see, you know, I had that shag red carpeting, you know,
Dude,
and
like that long.
seriously.
Yeah, like you could lose Legos in it.
And you did until you
Mom
stepped
came
on
in.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it was like, there it is.
But I'm going to be wanting to know. I'm going to be asking this later on in the week about. I want to know. Think about your bedroom,
Right,
when you were a
right.
kid, and what you had hanging on the walls with
doubt.
posters. Because I always think that's fun to
Oh,
go
yeah,
back
man.
there and
well,
look
it kind
into
of
it.
tells you about people.
Well, it
know?
does because I think we know what you had hanging on your wall as a kid.
Well-
They weren't posters. They were critters, which was a little different.
Ish.
Yeah. To say
Ish.
you were raised different than me would be an understatement.
Yeah, it was a little different.
Yeah, but here we are, still real frickin' different. That's right.
Yeah. But it works.
But
It
the
works.
same in the same way. But we want you to get to Cisco MWE. We are so excited about everything that is happening with our new adventure. This is the website we've been waiting for and the product that we've been waiting to bring to you for a long time. Ever since we've hooked up, this has been the dream. This has been Scott's dream for long before I ever hooked up with him. This has been what the mission is and what his lifelong goal has been. We've got it out there now, and I got to tell you, a hats off to James, who you hear jumping on the mic now and then. The work he has done on this and the endless hours, the sleepless nights that go into putting one of these things together in the fashion that it's done is unbelievable. So we're very, very proud of this. We have gotten great response from people who have checked it out already about what an asset this will be, and it's so limitless what we're going to be able to do with this. We are just scratching the surface, We finally have the rocket, and now we get to blast it off and go. But get to Cisco MWE. We've talked a lot about our Beaver relocation documentary. Part 1 is up there right now. Part 2 is going to be coming very soon on there. And also we have Scott's encounter with the garage invasion at 4:02 a.m.
Yes.
The other morning.
In my garage.
It is
Mine.
so worth it. You are guaranteed to laugh, not just at Scott, but at the look at the raccoon's face.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I had a lot of salt the night before, so I was swollen. I was a little irritable. Okay. I hadn't brushed my teeth yet. It was 4:02.
A lot of things working against you.
So don't judge me, right? I mean,
it wasn't one of his more beautiful moments.
No, it wasn't.
No. But it was wrong and great. So check it out at Cisco MWE. Get out there and do some good. Get ready. Thanksgiving 1 week away. I know there's been a lot of trouble and a lot of things to bring us down in 2020, but we have also had a lot of things to be grateful and thankful for. If you just look around and think about it, there is more to be grateful and thankful for than we are giving credit to.
For real.
So do a little digging in your life, find that, embrace it, be grateful for it. And we'll talk more about that next week on our Thanksgiving podcast too. But be safe this week. If you are getting ready to travel somewhere, be safe, follow all protocol, do whatever needs to be done. I know they're encouraging small gatherings for Thanksgiving at the most.
Real small. Yeah.
And I get that completely. We're going to have a great time with our blue ball turkey. And I hope... But we'll talk to you next week. Until then, check out Cisco MWE. And remember, educate, understand, and respect. So Mike in the Mountain, Brian Gary.
Scott Cisco.
Peace and love, y'all. Thanks for checking it out.
Bam. And don't forget your side of deep fried rattlesnake.
Well, are you going to serve some? You ever serve beaver on Thanksgiving? Some
no,
odd meats? Have you ever done
I gotta
that?
Be careful. Well, spam. Fried spam. I mean, that's more odd than anything I can catch on the
When I was a
wild.
kid, I hated turkey.
Right,
So
really?
my mother used to make me a Totinos pizza.
No way.
And I would sit at a
kidding me?
table by myself
With your pizza.
and eat my pizza while
you
they were all
serious?
having Thanksgiving dinner because I hated
So,
all
like,
that
there's
stuff.
some serious emotional tie with Totinos.
Look at me. I used to be 150 pounds more. I had a really good relationship with Totinos.
Yes.
Okay.
Good point.